I'm going to read you a quote on how to get stronger and healthier, and I'm curious what your thoughts are as to whether this is sound advice when looking to become bigger and stronger, or if you feel it's off the mark. And of course, I'll let you know what I think about it as well. Now, the whole premise of reading and sharing this quote is to bring light to a seemingly delicate balance that we as lifters or athletes often feel we must establish. And this is a balance between relying on science and relying on our own anecdotal experiences when it comes to the pursuit of strength. So the quote goes like this: "No one has gotten any better at lifting weights by arguing on the internet. Sure, do your research, but don't forget to get under the bar and experience things. Experiment with diets. Follow through, learn, and apply that knowledge to your future programs and nutrition plans. In the long run, you'll be bigger, leaner, and stronger than the guys that just throw studies at each other online." Now, that quote comes from Paul Carter, who is a well-established and respected strength coach in the world of strength and conditioning. And I want to bring it into the spotlight here since it's easy for lifters and athletes to suffer from what's often termed analysis paralysis when looking for the most effective training regimens, concepts, and methods to implement when trying to create optimal training programs. And this all too common paralysis makes sense because no one wants to waste their time or get marginalized benefits when pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into their pursuit of strength. So we obsess over all sorts of nuanced details regarding what research has found when it comes to strength training. Personally, I love this quote because it's a way of summing up the belief that while there's room for evidence-based training, there's also room for training-based evidence or experiences. As someone who's just about as geeky as it gets when looking at the scientific findings of strength and conditioning research, I firmly believe that we need to keep enough space in our strength training pursuits for our own anecdotal experiences. And for what it's worth, in this context, I don't think Mr. Carter is saying that we should be dismissive of scientific findings. Rather, I interpret this quote to mean that we often become guilty of forgetting that the application of training science doesn't mean much if we fail to implement it in ways that work best for our own bodies, our lifestyles, and other training factors that aren't taken into account by the respective scientific papers that we read. So this is one of my favorite quotes, and I wanted to pass it along to anyone else who may be feeling confused about which training methods or programs may be best for their needs. At the end of the day, don't major in the minors. Remember that training consistently and with solid effort is your best path forwards if you're new to the strength training game. It's okay to learn as you go and experiment along the way. Honestly, that's half the fun. The pursuit of training is one that's lifelong and will always be a game of experimentation, refinement, and repeated action. So as Mr. Carter says, do your research, but don't forget to apply it and test it through your own experiences. And with that being said, everyone keep looking after yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.